What is up, guys, and welcome back to another new video. As you can see from the title, I have something pretty big to talk about in this video that I'm pretty excited about, but at the same time, I'm also pretty nervous. So, as the title probably told you, my car needs an engine rebuild. To give it a little background on this, my car has 182,309 miles on it, which to different cars might not seem like a lot, but on a BMW, my engine's pretty done. Based on things I've seen on this car, the previous owners really did not take good care of this car, so I think a lot of maintenance and proper oil changes weren't done on time. So this engine is just beat. Everything is leaking oil. I'm having low compression on several cylinders in the engine, which is obviously not good. You kind of need that to run an engine, right? Well, the reason why the rebuild is exciting me is because I am hoping to be able to record and cover every single step. I really want to put out a lot of videos showing you guys what goes into that, and I think that's going to be really, really cool. But I'm definitely not going to lie here and pretend like I know what I'm doing, because I don't. This is gonna be really the first time that I've really broken into an engine and done major work like this. So not only will I be learning, you guys will be learning along with me. So it should be interesting to see how it goes. On another subject, we are headed over to Costco right now to get gas. I don't really know why I choose to endure the horrible lines at Costco, but I guess it's worth it to save like 30 cents a gallon. Because up here in California, gas is pretty expensive, and the price likes to shoot up for no reason at all. For example, I think last week our gas prices were about $2.30 for a gallon of premium gas, which is really, really good for California. I saw on the news earlier this week that they were predicting that the gas prices would shoot up exponentially over the weekend, and it turns out they did. So now a gallon of premium gas right now costs about $2 and what is it, like 60 cents, which is crazy. What are you doing? Yeah, this is the bad part about coming here for gas. You got to deal with all the idiots. But that is crazy. For gas to shoot up like 30 or 40 cents overnight is just ridiculous. Normally California gas prices, they go up because of a bunch of refineries that are located in the state, and it's just more expensive to run. They call this price increase like a holiday increase, or I forgot the name of it, but it turns out that it's for no reason at all. It's kind of a BS price raise. They're just raising the gas prices to raise the gas prices. And of course, I have to run premium in this car, so that doesn't help the wallet either. But gotta do what you gotta do, man. Am I the only one that's bothered when people walk the hose like around their car rather than just pulling in on the right side? They like walk the hose across their car. I don't know, just kind of bugs me. So guys, we're all done getting gas. Turned out to only be like 25 bucks because I really only fill up my car about halfway because, you know, weight reduction, you gotta win the races against all those Mustangs, you know. Oh, I just bottomed out really hard. Ah, that was painful to listen to. Now, getting back to my plans for the engine rebuild. Some people may know that I've been planning on boosting my car for a long time. And now on a BMW, that's something that's very expensive. And my main concern is the ECU tuning, but I think I've finally figured out a way and people that are gonna help me to do that. So boosting is definitely gonna come in the future. But for now, the rebuild, I'm not gonna be building the motor out 100%, but so far my plans are to get the block and the head just machined, get them cleaned up, and then I'm going to run racewear, aircraft grade hardened studs, and that will hold down the head onto the block better under boost. I'm gonna be running a crankshaft, so almost an entire bottom end really, from an S50 E36 M3 motor or the 330 M54. They have the same crankshaft. So I'm gonna be running a crankshaft and the rods from that, which will give me that longer stroke and the more horsepower. Because basically on the E46 BMWs, the 325 and the 330, the engine blocks, the lower block, are literally almost identical. The only difference between the engines is that the 2.5 has a longer stroke, so which means the piston travels less, which you can obviously guess means less horsepower. So it only displaces 2.5 liters versus the 3 liter, which has more piston movement and displaces 3 liters. Hopefully from that alone, I should be getting a small horsepower gain when I'm still naturally aspirated. And the thing is, I'm not gonna be running the pistons from the 3 liter. I'm gonna be keeping my 2.5 liter pistons, and I'm gonna be running a 1mm head gasket, where the factory one would be a 0.7mm. I'm running a thicker one because my goal is to drop or lower the compression of the engine. And that just works a lot better for a motor with a turbo on it. From guys that I've been talking to, with my motor setup, if I build the engine out, I should be able to run around 400 horsepower. And at the same time, I'm gonna keep my car a daily. So I think 400 horsepower is a reasonable target to hit. And it's not something crazy to the point where I have to run like huge injectors and a huge fuel pump, and it'll just completely remove my ability to daily this car, because this is my only car right now, so I want to keep that, keep this car dailyable. Regarding fueling for the turbo, I'm going to be running a Walboro 450 fuel pump just to get some more fuel up front. I believe that fuel pump is also rated and it works with E85. So who knows, that might be something that could come in the future, E85, which supposedly I can get over 400 on E85, which is absolutely insane. And then I'm gonna be running 60 pound or 650 cc injectors. So those are pretty big, but not really too bad. Regarding the tune, we're gonna be tuning the car with the stock ECU, which might seem a surprise to many of you, but on the main E46 forum where a lot of us talk, there's been a group of guys that have done amazing development for the ECU platform, and they've done crazy things. They've essentially allowed us to read flashes from the stock ECU, and they've translated all the dynamics of the tune from the ECU into something that's easy and more understandable and something you can learn and actually work with. So going along with the tune, I really don't want it to be just something that someone else is doing for me. And that would work best at first, just to get an initial tune by someone else. But what I really want to do is learn how to tune in the future and basically get that map from a guy that's going to help me out, work off of that and use that to learn how to tune, and then eventually maybe start creating my own tunes or better that tune, maybe go for a higher horsepower, who knows. But I definitely want to be able to do something with that. Now, another thing with any power mod on an E46 really is the subframe. The subframe on these cars are really bad. There's a lot of problems with the subframe ripping out of the car pretty much. That's just poor design on BMW's part. So I will be reinforcing that subframe with probably a Turner Motorsport kit. And basically all that is are little plates that would be welded onto the frame of the car. And that just gives it some more support so that the rear subframe of the car stays in. Another part that concerns me would be the drive line. I know that the 325 5-speed transmissions are not very strong, and I've been seeing that people with boosted E46s go through these transmissions like crazy. Hopefully I'll be able to upgrade that to something better that will be able to actually function properly with the horsepower. And then maybe even at some point I'll pick up a rear subframe and diff, all the moving parts from the rear subframe from an E46 M3, and that is rated to handle really high horsepower. So that would work perfect as a swap into a boosted E46. Do you ever notice, like, after you fill up with gas that your back end of your car feels a lot heavier? Like, I can definitely feel it, but that's not a problem for me. I'll just lift it up a little bit. It's definitely noticeable. Other than that, I'm trying to get more consistent with uploads for this channel. It's been finals week for me this week, so it's been kind of busy, but I'm still finding time on the way to work to film videos and staying up till like 3 a.m. in the morning to edit them, but whatever, I enjoy doing it. So people suck at driving in San Diego. It kind of scares me. That's always been a concern in my mind, like all this hard work and time and money and effort that I put in my car, and one day some idiot not paying attention could just take that away from you, like, instantly. Oh, and of course, the biggest and main part I forgot to cover is what turbo kit I'd actually be running. I'm hoping to work with a company called CX Racing. They have a really nice turbo kit for the BMW E46. I believe that they're a fabrication shop and more like research and development, I believe. I spoke to them on the phone several times, and it sounds like that they buy project cars or donor cars from people, and then they develop the kit with that car, and then they send it off to be produced somewhere else. So I'm hoping to be able to work with them and use that kit because it looks really good and promising. And that's the same turbo kit that a lot of the guys have been using on the forums, and it's been working out really well. And I'll probably end up getting one of those. The turbo is gonna come at a later date. I'm gonna get the engine built and running first, just NA, naturally aspirated again, just to make sure that works. I'll probably leave that for a few thousand miles, let that break in, and then during that time period, I'm hoping I can start picking up the parts of what I would need to boost, get a tune from someone, obviously go drive up to LA to pick up the kit if I do get that one. That all depends. That's still a big variable. Okay, great. And of course at 3 o'clock we're hitting traffic on the side of the highway that never has traffic. That's nice, right? Don't you just love traffic? The thing that frustrates me about traffic is that half the time when you get to the source of it, there's like literally no reason for it, or there's like a small accident or something, or a cop pulled someone over and people are just slowing down to rubberneck and stare at like what's happening, and then they just cause these huge traffic jams because they want to see what's going on. It's kind of crazy. So guys, we're almost here at work, and then we're gonna work for a bit, and then later tonight I'm gonna do an unboxing video of my new fuel pump and my crankshaft, pistons, and rods. They're all still boxed up from the guy who I bought them from. I had to drive up to LA for that, but they're all still in the boxes, so I'll pull those out tonight and we'll check those out. Oh, can't forget the Coke, right? After work, we're gonna get home and then we're gonna unbox all those engine parts. So I'm excited for that, and I'll see you guys in a bit. What is going on, guys? We are back at home now. It was a long day at work. I told you guys we'd be able to take a look at the crankshaft and the new pistons. The crankshaft was not in a box. It's sitting right here, but this thing it's amazing. It looks good. The crazy part about this is that this thing weighs like 50 pounds. It is really heavy. Like you can barely pick this thing up even with 2 hands. In this box over here is where we have the pistons and the rods. So take a look at that. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. So for example, this is from cylinder number 6, and that is the complete piston and the rod assembly, and this bolts up onto the crankshaft right there. So they're in pretty good shape. The rod bearings need to be replaced, the piston rings need to be replaced, but I'm not even going to be using these pistons. I'm going to be keeping my old pistons. But overall, like, they're all in crazy good shape. That was a really good buy. And then here's our last order of business. This is my new fuel pump, so I'm just gonna open this up. So that's kind of cool. Here is my replacement fuel pump. So guys, as you can see, we have quite a few cool new projects coming up. Hopefully I'm gonna have a video about the fuel pump coming out real soon. And then the engine stuff, that's gonna be a little while. I still have to wait on getting my head studs. Those are gonna be ordered, and then a rebuild kit. Those are a few things we're gonna be waiting on, but there will definitely be videos when all that stuff is ready. But other than that, I really don't have anything else to cover in today's vlog. It's just been mostly kind of updates about what's going on, where I've been and stuff. It's pretty late at night, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. And if you guys like this one, go ahead and drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.